For years, they were inseparable. Best friends, confidants, sharing the intimate details of their lives. Kerry Morgan and Cassie Ventura. Their bond stretched back to their teenage years, a friendship that seemingly weathered every storm. But now, that connection lies fractured, a casualty of the turbulent world surrounding music mogul Sean "Diddy" Combs. This week, the federal courtroom has become the stage for the unraveling of those past intimacies. Kerry Morgan, subpoenaed to testify in the racketeering and sex trafficking trial against Combs, has taken the stand. Her testimony isn't just about what she witnessed. It's about the painful dissolution of a once unbreakable friendship, allegedly due to the very man at the center of this legal storm. Morgan's account paints a picture of a deep bond, stretching from modeling shoots in their youth to living together in the bustling city. She describes the early years of their friendship, a time before the alleged darkness crept in, a time when Cassie was confident and seemingly untouched by the controversies that would later engulf her life. But then, the narrative takes a sharp turn. The reason for their estrangement, revealed in Morgan's raw testimony, is shocking. "Her boyfriend assaulted me," she stated, explicitly naming Sean "Diddy" Combs, a bombshell revelation that adds another layer of complexity and alleged abuse to an already explosive case. Reluctant but compelled by subpoena, Morgan's presence on the stand underscores the far-reaching impact of the allegations against Combs, seemingly fracturing even the closest of personal relationships. Her testimony corroborates earlier accounts of Combs' alleged volatile behavior, describing instances where she personally witnessed him assault Cassie Ventura, hitting, pulling hair, kicking, and pushing, notably while sober. Furthermore, Morgan's testimony sheds light on the alleged control Combs exerted over Cassie Ventura's life, a control so pervasive that Ventura reportedly felt trapped, unable to leave the relationship for fear of losing her livelihood. This paints a disturbing picture of manipulation and dependence, allegedly orchestrated by a powerful figure. The jury also heard about the aftermath of the disturbing 2016 hotel assault, the incident captured on surveillance footage. Morgan recounted Cassie's emotional state and the terrifying arrival of Combs at her apartment, allegedly banging on the door with a hammer, a scene of desperation and fear that underscores the volatile nature of their relationship as described by those closest to Ventura. Kerry Morgan's testimony is more than just recounting events. It's a glimpse into the intimate world of Cassie Ventura, the alleged grip Sean "Diddy" Combs held over her life, and the devastating consequences that rippled outwards, even severing lifelong friendships. Welcome back to CE Trends. The testimony of Kerry Morgan has offered a deeply personal and at times heartbreaking perspective on the Cassie Ventura-Sean "Diddy" Combs relationship. But what exactly did she witness? And how does her account corroborate and potentially challenge the existing narrative? The courtroom held its breath as the defense, led by attorney Mark Agnifilo, began their cross-examination of Kerry Morgan. The strategy was clear: to dissect her testimony, question her motives, and potentially cast doubt on the accuracy of her recollections. Agnifilo started by establishing the close bond Morgan once shared with Cassie Ventura, highlighting the frequency of their interactions, particularly in the earlier years of their friendship. Agnifilo then delved into the complexities of Cassie Ventura's relationship with Sean "Diddy" Combs, specifically probing into alleged jealousy between Ventura and Kim Porter, the mother of several of Combs' children. Morgan acknowledged this as an ongoing issue, recalling Ventura's distress at being excluded from certain family events. This line of questioning aimed to portray Ventura as potentially insecure or harboring resentment, which could in turn influence Morgan's perception of events. In a potentially damaging revelation for Combs, Morgan testified that the music mogul displayed jealousy when Cassie Ventura began communicating with actor Michael B. Jordan. This occurred while Ventura and Combs were reportedly not together, suggesting a possessive nature that extended beyond the confines of their romantic relationship. Morgan believed Ventura was trying to leave Combs at this time, further highlighting the alleged control he exerted. The defense also explored another complex aspect of the Combs-Ventura dynamic: Combs' years-long relationship with another woman named Gina, which allegedly overlapped significantly with his time with Ventura. Morgan described this as a big problem for Ventura, who was reportedly upset by the situation but felt unable to leave. This testimony paints a picture of a complicated and potentially emotionally abusive relationship dynamic. Agnifilo revisited the aftermath of the 2016 hotel assault, focusing on the police arriving at Ventura's apartment. Morgan recalled Ventura having a black eye and wearing a hoodie, but not cooperating with the officers. The defense questioned whether Morgan explicitly informed the police about Combs' alleged hammering on the door, potentially suggesting a lack of complete transparency on Morgan's part at the time. A significant point of contention during cross-examination was the $30,000 Morgan received and the non-disclosure agreement she signed after Combs allegedly assaulted her in Ventura's apartment in 2018. Agnifilo suggested that Ventura herself paid Morgan, implying a potential attempt to manage the situation privately. However, Morgan maintained that her understanding was that the money came directly from Combs, essentially to prevent her from pursuing legal action or speaking publicly about the alleged assault. This raises questions about potential coercion and the silencing of witnesses. Agnifilo pressed Morgan on the reason for the breakdown of her 17-year friendship with Cassie Ventura. Morgan stated that it was due to Ventura's lack of support following the alleged assault by Combs. This revelation adds a layer of personal tragedy to the legal proceedings, highlighting the collateral damage of the alleged abuse. In a moment that could potentially complicate the prosecution's narrative, Morgan confirmed her belief that Sean Diddy Combs and Cassie Ventura did love each other. She even recalled times when she thought they should try to reconcile. This acknowledgement introduces a human element to a relationship largely defined by allegations of abuse and control, suggesting a more nuanced and complex dynamic. Morgan also testified that during the alleged 2018 assault, Combs was asking her about Cassie Ventura's alleged infidelity. While Morgan stated she didn't know about any cheating at the time, she later learned it to be true. This detail could be used by the defense to suggest potential motivations and tensions within the relationship. Following the defense's cross-examination, the prosecution had a brief redirect. Assistant U.S. Attorney Meredith Foster focused on reinforcing Morgan's accounts of the two specific instances where she clearly remembered witnessing Combs assault Ventura, ensuring that the jury recalled these key allegations. Morgan confirmed that these incidents were not triggered by jealousy. Legal analyst Mercedes Colwin emphasized the corroborative nature of Morgan's testimony, stating that it reinforces Cassie Ventura's own account of the alleged abuse. She highlighted Morgan's statements about witnessing violence and Ventura's feeling of being trapped due to Combs' control over her life. Colwin deemed Morgan and Dawn Richard very compelling witnesses. Kerry Morgan's testimony has provided a deeply personal and often conflicting perspective on the relationship between Cassie Ventura and Sean Diddy Combs. Her account corroborates some of the abuse allegations, but also introduces elements of complexity and fractured personal relationships. As the trial progresses with the testimony of Combs' former assistant, David James, the full picture of this intricate and disturbing case continues to unfold. Kerry Morgan's testimony has undoubtedly added another layer to this already complex case. What are your key takeaways from her time on the stand? Do you believe her account strengthens or weakens the prosecution's case? Let's discuss in the comments below. If you're following this trial and want to stay updated on all the latest celebrity news and legal dramas, make sure you subscribe to CE Trends. We bring you in-depth analysis and the stories you need to know. While you're here, be sure to check out our previous videos covering Diddy's trial. What Dawn Richard saw that terrified her and revealed the intimate texts between Diddy and Cassie. You'll find those linked on the screen. Thanks for tuning in to CE Trends. We'll be back with more updates as the Sean Diddy Combs trial continues. Stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.